Baby, I've been out for so long, longer now than I was in. I ain't saying I'm some cowboy. Right now I'd go back again. But I'm so thankful for my family, my wife and our 2 kids. Oh, most nights I thank God they don't know where I've been. We be painted on our faces, we be learn to walk the wire, where they fed us just like lions, and they watched us jump through fire. The way we walked around in circles, the way we worked into the ground. Well, I may not miss the circus, but I damn sure miss the clown. Oh, damn, I miss those clowns. That's why you find me out here in a place you never feel. And I know that you don't understand, and I pray you never will. We be painted on our faces, we be learn to walk wild, where they fed us just like lions, and they watched us jump through fire. We be walked around in circles, the way we worked into the ground. Well, I may not miss the circus, the way they fed us just like lions, the way they watched us jump through fire. When they taught us we were fearless men, well, they turned us into liars. We walked around in circles, the way they trained us just like hounds. Well, I may not miss the circus, but I damn sure miss the clown. Oh, I may not miss the circus, but I will always be a clown.
And welcome, folks, to another edition of the True Patriot Outfitters podcast. You were just listening to Mr. Tyler J. Satterfield. Go out. You saw all his social links there. Go download some music for the man. His music, you can find it out there. Help support that Stop 22 tour, part of the Romans Warrior Foundation. Until there are none. Listen, folks, we've got just not a ton of stuff to go over. We want to do a little May update here on some scheduling stuff, and we're going to go over what summer activities, some of the events that we have. A lot of openings, I will tell you right now with the True Patriot Outfitters, we have a lot of open schedule here to get out fishing, man. So get a hold of us. If you know of a veteran, if you are a veteran, if you know of a first responder, you are a first responder, you're a family member of any of the above, get a hold of me. If you're in Colorado, let's go fishing. Let's get out there, man. Introduce you to kayak fishing, introduce you to bass fishing in Colorado. Yes, there are bass out here, believe it or not. Something other than trout. And these guys are mean and they're waiting for you. Listen, we to get this bad boy going off here, this episode is brought to you by, we're going to pay the bills here, Trocar and Blackfish. Trocar, American made since 1925, I believe, right here in Denver, Colorado. Dude, if you're looking for quality terminal tackle and quality matters to you, performance matters to you, check them out. Trocar, precision, sharpened. The barbs on these things are phenomenal. The science behind the hooks in there actually is a science behind it. I'm telling you that it helps. Once you get them pinned, they stay pinned, and you get them in the yak, you get them in the boat. Trocar, Eagle Claw, you know the name. It's been around since we were itty bitty, since dirt was invented. And of course, Blackfish, because you can't choose the weather, but you can choose what you want to dress in to stay out of that weather. Hopefully most of our cold stuff is past us now. Now it's just about staying dry out there. All right, so we've done enough. We have a special guest with us here tonight to get us up to speed through the last bit of spring here and into summer events that are going on. The man that is behind the sole purpose and reason why we do what we do here, Mr. Brian Romans, is here to join us. Let's bring him on the podcast here. Mr. Romans, how are you, sir?
I am blessed, my brother. How are you?
I am doing well. I see you're out there. You're driving again, out there getting your hustle on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know me. I'm always hustling, always moving. Always got a what do they call the shake and bake.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
So, to your loyal viewers and our followers, please don't take this as any sign of disrespect. But we also have to pay some bills too. So we got to keep the bills getting paid, and that's what we're doing today. So, yeah, man, we got a large summer planned and packed, man. It's like, it seems to be, the pulse is just thumping, brother. It's amazing. It's flattering. It's great. Can't wait to get it started.
It feels like we're on the edge, right? I mean, we're right there. You and I talk about this all the time. It's keeping our chin down, keep working, keep hustling, keep swinging away at this. And it just feels like we're right there, about ready to set off. It's going to take one or two big players is all it would take. And man, we could take this thing even further. And
absolutely.
It feels good to know that we're there, but man, like you said, I mean, everybody's out here doing it. The economy is no joke. It's not a political statement. It's just a fact. Economy's no joke, man. Nothing's getting cheaper. Everything's getting more expensive. Nonprofits don't run themselves.
That's right.
You know, and the families behind those nonprofits, Lord knows there's enough that the families put in to make this thing, because we believe in this mission so much. So yeah, got to do what you got to do. I'm going to be following in your lead very soon.
That's right. It's just people think, and there's a big misconception. So thank you. And I'm going to use that as a segue. There's a big misconception that, hey, we've got all this big pot of money and that we're all living off of it. Well, as you can tell, I'm driving, hustling, doing DoorDash, just so the Romans family itself can maintain and pay some bills. The foundation itself is completely separate. It's a completely different animal, and none of us take a paycheck from the foundation. Not one of the families or the volunteers take any money from the foundation itself to be able to, utilize for our day-to-day activities, our day-to-day bills. And this right here is very much evidence of that fact. It's a hustle and it's a bustle, and that's exactly what we're doing. And yeah, it'd be great to have one or two key components, key sponsors, key funders to come in there, get a grant or two, and hire some part-time administrative staff. But that wouldn't change what I'm doing. I would still do the exact same thing. That's just who I am.
I hear you, man. And that's the point. I mean, it's, you look at some of these, and it's not saying these other, the big organizations don't do amazing things, because they do, but that's not who we are. We try to bring that healing across the areas, and we're looking for that support piece. It would be nice to have, your gas reimbursed when you're out there doing that kind of work. Right now, we just don't have the budget for that. I mean, that's on the Romans family. That's on the Campbell family. That's on, we all got to chip in and do our own piece to keep that stuff rolling. And I don't have any problem sharing that with people. If, you know, people want to know those things, you bet. Transparent as you want to get, man. You can cringe right next to us if you want. If you want to, you want to bite your nails off too, have a seat here. Grab yourself a beer. Let's talk.
100%.
Yeah. But no, man, it's, yeah, we've, you know, the TPO, I did not announce this because the donor that did this wanted to remain anonymous, but we did receive our first donation at the beginning of the season here, which absolutely went 100% to helping take that Navy vet out, get him lunch, take care of getting the yaks on the water, getting the other registration on the other kayak there with the motor on it.
Right.
You know, and it's donations like that that make those trips kind of, you know, be able to unfold like that. And we still have a little left because I am absolutely chintzy when it comes to saving money around every possible place I can when it boils down to it. Some things on the fishing side, my wife would disagree, obviously, because I do like the things that I like in fishing, but everything else, you know, you try to cut those corners. But so at any rate, man, let's talk the foundation, man. We've got, just so people understand too, the foundation is while we are small, we're also big, in the same deal here. There's many facets of the Romans. We have the foundation, which is the mothership, the Stop 22 tour. You heard Tyler J. If you've seen any of the live stuff, you've seen Sal Gonzalez, Chris Turner. We have a stable of amazing artists that are part of the Stop 22 tour. So that's a division of us. We have, of course, the TPO and the Romans Warrior Foundation Field Ops division. The TPO is out just here in Colorado. The Field Ops is the nationwide doing that sort of thing. Hoosiers with Hearts, Global War on Terror. And then, of course, we have the retreats piece where we're still piecing, you know, a lot of those puzzles together. So a lot of moving parts, dog. A lot of moving parts.
Well, what's really great about what we're doing is that, you know, we have, when we do the wall visits, right, we actually have the opportunity to sit down and do the retreat piece. We have a concert piece with the 22 tour. We have an outdoor adventure piece. We have all these different elements, and, you know, throwing them all together is truly what makes the Romans Warrior Foundation what it is. It's not any one small aspect of it. It's everything together. And the fact that we're able to pull all those things together at one stop, one location, it just truly floors me sometimes. And, you know, this year we're getting it kicked off. We've had a couple small events already, but tomorrow night in Columbia, Tennessee at the Tilted Mule Stop 22 Tour has expanded its horizons, and it is going to start at the Tilted Mule tomorrow night with Malachias, an Army veteran, Doc, VSO, musician. He's going to be doing some singing and songwriting out there, inviting some folks out there for the open mic night. Chris Turner may show up. Sal Gonzalez may pop in. And then on Wednesday, the 10th, the very same thing in Murfreesboro at the Heroes Den is the open mic night event, the monthly open mic night event there at the Heroes Den, hosted by Sal Gonzalez this month. Mr. Cochran is out of pocket, and we'll be able to do all that stuff there. So, got a lot of different players. Give me 1 second. I got to conduct some business.
Yeah, no worries. That is awesome stuff. We're also, hang on 1 sec here, folks.
What's the address? Because
there we go. Got him muted there. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready, Brian, and I'll unmute you. So one other thing that we want to do, we work with a lot of other organizations as well out there. So one of the other organizations, looks like Brian's ready. So we'll unmute him. One of the other organizations that really makes a lot of our stuff possible in Colorado is the CVMA Chapter 36, Front Range Chapter 36. And I want to send out from all of us here a huge congratulations to Flea. Found out Flea, they just had, I believe it's a baby girl. They just had their baby, he and his family. And so congratulations, brother. We're happy for you. Everybody, mom and baby are healthy, and that's super cool to see. So
absolutely.
We were going to have Flea on tonight, but he's a little busy right now. We'll have him on in the next couple of weeks. We'll get them on here. You're going to see a lot more of the 3.6 as well. We want to start highlighting the work they do in the Front Range up here because it's impressive. It's an inspiring, and they are an absolute anchor nonprofit working with the RWF, and so here in Colorado. So we want to keep up to speed with the stuff they got going. So yeah, so talk to us, man. Go back to where you're at here on.
Well, so let's talk about the CVMA, what they have going on. They actually had a car that was donated to them. I believe it was a Ford Fairlane. And they got there's an organization out there. The name of it escapes me at the moment, but they were there with us the first year in Colorado. They bring veterans in to build race cars.
Nice.
So that organization partnered with CVMA, and they did a lot of the restoration work. That car is being auctioned off at the CVMA Nationals this year.
Very cool.
Benefiting the frontline chapter there. So, and Flea's got a lot of different hands on a lot of different pots, but that's his bread and butter right this second, is promoting that. Actually, let's correct that statement. His primary bread and butter is that brand new baby and mama. Secondary is going to be the car and the raffle.
That's right.
But we look forward to doing. We got some things planned with Flea out there. Man, June is just going to be tore up. We got a Commerce City event, golf tournament event down there in Commerce City on the 9th. Then we fly. We drive up to North Dakota. We're in North Dakota for a week with the Rough Riders Festival up there in North Dakota, Dickinson, North Dakota. And then from there, we backtrack down south to Marion, Illinois. We are very flattered and honored to be part of the inaugural season, the inaugural event for the baseball team called the Thrillbillies. The Thrillbillies is the baseball team that the partners that own Black Diamond Harley Davidson, they decided to buy a baseball team, and they call it the Thrillbillies, and it's going to be at Mountain Dew Park. So
That's
we'll
awesome.
be out there with the wall, the 22 tour, every element that we have is going to be represented out there.
Can't wait to get there. We'll be bringing the yaks in tow, man.
Yeah, buddy. We'll be out there for 4 days, and you're going to love it because they turn a shopping mall into a big outdoor center. So they got campers inside, they got kayaks inside, boats, four-wheelers, everything outdoors. It's all inside this mall. It's great.
Awesome.
And then from Marion, we're going to go right down the road to, I believe it's going to be Freesburg, Illinois. We've got a church that's asked for the wall to be set up on the 4th of July. And then from there on the 5th, we skip right down to, I believe it's Effingsburg. It's not Effingham, but it's like Effingsburg or something like that. At the American Legion campground out there. We'll be out there for a couple days, one of their celebrations. And then after that, we kind of take a breather for a little bit. And then we get hooked on some other things. Hey man, I got to get you to put me on mute. I got to take this call right quick.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
All right. So as you can see, folks, we're going to be, the wall's going to be bouncing all over the place, back and forth here from June into July. June's going to be a busy month. We got the Commerce City, that's coming out here to Colorado on the 9th. That's a big fundraiser, and it's a golf tournament that's going to be taking place out here. So we'll have more information as that gets closer. We'll put that stuff up there for you, so that, you can see and get more information on that. If that's, I believe there is an area there that is open to the public, and if you want, we'll start getting some information about the golf tournament put up here very, very soon as well. I don't know if that thing is sold out yet. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check with Brian on that, and we'll get that figured out. Matter of fact, what we're going to do here is I'm going to pull him from the deal. There we go. So yeah, we'll have more information for that. And as far as the True Patriot Outfitters goes as well, we also have our Stanley Lake event that's going to be going on the 24th of June. That's going to be coming up. That's a big open house here. We're going to partner with the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club on that. They have those folks have been so unbelievably generous with naming the TPO as the benefactor nonprofit here in Colorado. of their efforts. This is the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club is a nonprofit organization that raises money each year and donates it to local charities, and they have chosen the TPO to be that charity for this year. So they're going to be putting that together, and at the award ceremony at the end of the year, we'll find out what that looks like. But it's unbelievably generous on their part, and so we have them coming to Stanley Lake with us. That way we can have basically introduce people to the entire kayaking world, and you get a chance to see what the CKFC is all about, what the TPO is about, of course, and above all, Stanley Lake, man. You'll get a chance to see that, so you can see the program, take the kayaks out for a spin. If you've just been curious, you want to see what they look like. It's not what you think in most cases. So it can be a ton of fun there. I think Brian might be ready. He's smiling. So let's see if I can bring him back in. What do you think, man? You good to go? Oh, hang on. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Yeah, man. I am amazingly well to go now that I found where I was supposed to. Young lady needed her food, and then GPS was taking us in the wrong direction.
Gotcha.
There you go. That's what happens when you're live, folks. Let me tell you.
That's right. That's right.
Never a dull moment when you got Brian Romans on a show. I promise you. Things break down. People show up. But no, man. So June is just going to be like I said, that rolls into July, and we are totally ecstatic and ready to get on the road. We're ready to share some healing power. We're ready to share some fellowship and just reach some hearts and minds and be able to truly start the healing process.
So talk to me about the Commerce City here coming June. This is a fundraising golf tournament, correct?
Yes.
It's still open to the public. Are they still taking people signing up for it?
That I'm not sure. I'm really not sure. I've seen the host, the point of contact, make a few posts about the golf tournament, and he has made mention about getting some teams in. Okay. I know there's still some availability for some sponsorships, I believe, but I'm not sure if the bracket is completely full or not. That's something that we'll have to reach out to Ross and find out.
That's what I was going to ask, if that was it's Brett Ross, right?
Brett Ross. Yep. Brett Ross.
Okay. I will reach out to him there and see if so, we'll start a little campaign too, as far as getting more word about that out there. And
I'm no good at golfing. I slice really bad.
Yeah, I've got the Scottish heritage. That's about it, man. I got a kilt, but yeah, you don't want to see me golf. It's a hot dumpster fire. Trust me.
No hot dogs on the course.
So, all right. So yeah, that's the Commerce City deal. And then you guys leave from there on the 9th, 10th range. And you say you were going where right after that?
Straight north, right up 25 into Nebraska, or North Dakota, rather. Excuse me, North Dakota.
Dickinson, North Dakota, yeah.
Dickinson, North Dakota, yep. Rough Riders Festival, or Rough Rider Days, I think they call it, at the Stark County Fairgrounds. And just truly flattered at having the opportunity to come out there and break bread with these folks for a week. It's just truly phenomenal to me to be able to have the memorial set up for a week, have entertainment set up, not just for the opening festival and opening ceremonies, but also as the headliner at the middle of the week. Truly going to bring a lot of veterans in, have a lot of fellowship and a lot of healing power right there with that one event itself.
That's awesome.
Because, I don't really think that, I don't think they've ever experienced anything such as this, according to our point of contact out there. So
right.
I'm excited for them. I'm excited for us. Because for us, we have like a map, right? And we like to put where the stops are on the map to be able to say, hey, we've been in that state. The goal is to get all 50 states, and we're knocking them off one by one. So I'm really excited to get out there and just start the tour, man. Chris Turner's going to go out there with us. I think we're going to try to pull. I know he's not up 100%, but I think we're going to try to do right by Tyler J and have him come out as well. It just, because how do I word this politically correct? He's in a spot right now where he needs all the love and saturation of fellowship that he can get. We're still here with him. We're still here to support him. When he's ready to get behind a microphone and start stringing a guitar, by all means, we'll be right there to help support that as well. But that's kind of what the 22 tour is about fellowship and healing. And he needs some of that fellowship and healing.
Absolutely, man. And that's, the short period of time that I've had an opportunity to meet these guys. It's inspiring. It absolutely floors you when you get a chance to meet them, understand where this music's coming from and what the purpose of that music is, and to see it affect and to see it land on people. And just hearing a lyric, just hearing a chorus, to a song or whatever it might be, and just being there, and just being in the presence around, I'm not going to say a safe space, but being in a place that feels like home, man.
That's right.
That's the thing. And we've been blessed to be a part of that and watch that unfold like that. And it's super, super cool. So yeah, Tyler J is, he's, nothing's changing there when he's ready to go. It's on lock, man, ready to go. We'll
That's
get her
right.
done.
That's right.
So then after, the big one, I wanted to be able to try to get to that Dickinson. Dickinson. I don't know still yet. I'm looking at the schedule on the calendar here. There's a couple things in play there that I have to see, but I might be able to at least get myself in the pickup up there to that event.
Right.
I wouldn't be able to stay for very long. That's the trick, because then that following the 24th is when I have our big open house here.
Right.
Where we're teaming up with another organization that is a charity. It's called, I believe it's Peak Rowing is the name of them. They teach rowing classes, and they have services available for veterans and first responder, even physically disabled as well. They have they have craft that can help them be able to get out there, and the rowing is an unbelievably sound exercise. Well, they also use Stanley Lake, so we've invited them to basically sit down with us, the three of us sitting there. Of course, we're hoping to have Michelle K on hand, Operation Equine, at the table with us there, talking to folks. But we'll see how that. But we've got the Colorado Kayak Fishing Club that'll be there, introduce some people to them. We'll have us, with our banners and such with TPO and Romans, and then hopefully folks can come on out there and get a chance to see what it's all about, and they'll understand why we love Stanley so much out there, why that lake is so important to us, and of course just what's so awesome about getting out in these unlimiteds, man. Getting out that new canoe unlimited is a ton of fun. But then
we found out firsthand that the new canoe unlimited can be a tandem kayak.
Absolutely, 100%. Actually, it's got room for 2 seats. I told you we could have put that second seat in there.
No, it was more comfortable for me to have her lounging upon me.
One of the best shots I have. You had never been in an unlimited before, a fishing kayak like that. One of the best shots that I had was of you. We were going back up the creek, heading towards back to the ramp, and you're sitting there with Shannon on the front. You're driving. You've got the EPS motor on, and you got your hands up like this, and I'm behind you, and I'm taking photo shots, and you're just chilling and relaxing the whole time through. And I'm like, that's the point. That for, first time out in this thing, and you feel that comfortable, that stable in these things, man. It's why we wanted that craft. It's why we aimed, for the unlimited. We wanted that to showcase, just to give people, I want you focused on fishing and just having a good time out there. Right. Dan Garcia, our Navy vet, that was one thing. He says, I'd go out just to drive these things around, man. I don't even need to fish. And I'm like, that's kind of sacrilege to me personally, but I get your point though.
Well, with the drive systems that you have, on there, it makes it seamless to be able to, to do it. And now I understand more from where you're sitting at. They have hands free to be able to do the fishing on it instead of having to worry about a paddle being strung across or anything like that. Yep. So it's a win-win for everybody, in my opinion. Like I said, I enjoyed being out there. I don't care that the GPS wasn't accurate. We'll just leave it at that. But we enjoyed being out there on the water. You know what I mean? And GPS
wasn't accurate.
Yeah, the fish finder.
Oh, there were no fish there. Trust me. It was dead accurate. It was a barren landscape underneath us. There was catfish. There's a couple of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't want to have anything to do with us because we were throwing all stuff for bass. No, the bass weren't back there. We found them all the way at the front end of the mouth of that thing. But
Yeah.
Pickwick, that Tennessee River was running a little heavy that day to go
It
out and
was.
mess around in that. So yeah,
Especially
no,
when you got
you had a bad guide. Okay, that's what I'm gonna tell you. He took you to the wrong damn place.
Well, it's a good thing I can't ask for my money back.
Exactly. It's a good thing he
No,
doesn't.
it was a great time. It was a great time. I mean, just truly, and you caught the ambiance of it. So to be able to get out there on the water,
Yeah.
you know, whether Shannon was there or not, just to be able to get out there on the water and truly relax and feel comfortable as we did in that craft.
Yeah.
You know, even if it was a strange body of water, which it was, I've never been up that creek, you know, but to be able to have that level of comfort in a new piece of equipment on a new body of water is just truly immeasurable. So hats off to you for picking the craft and making it work.
Yeah, man, we did the homework, you know, in the beginning stages, and the new canoe delivered for sure. That craft is a ton of fun. So after all that stuff, man, that big one, that Marion, Illinois, folks, this is something you absolutely want to pay attention to if you're going to be in anywhere. If you're looking for a road trip, this is a road trip to make because this is going to be an amazing event. Julie and I are super stoked to go to this one here and hang out and see that all unfold right before the 4th of July.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And that's exactly what the stadium owners want. So the stadium itself is going to celebrate the 4th of July that weekend while we're there as well, because the city itself has their own event for the 4th of July on the actual 4th. So being able to play the show, to be able to watch the baseball game, to be a part of their season opener. I mean, it's the franchise opener, I should say.
Right.
You know, be part of history is just, I mean, we're flattered beyond words. I mean, I can't describe the emotion behind it. And to have all the elements of what we're doing there on site, because surprise, surprise, there is going to be a retreat element to it, just like there was last year at Marion, Illinois, when we all reclused from the actual show afterwards. And then there was the after party at the campers. So we brought all veterans in, and some of them didn't camp out there. They were actually there as part of the show, and we invited them to come over just to break bread, have some fellowship. We learned more about who they were and what time they served, where they served at, who they served with, their brethren and sisters that are on the wall. And to be able to sit there in that intimate setting, and the next thing you know, you got Steven, Tyler, and Sal and Chris out there. And then what was it? It was I think Steven and Sal went back to the room, and Tyler scurries off to his camper, grabs his amp setup, his sound setup, and then they plug in, and they're jamming, and Tyler's just jamming, and Chris was just jamming, and then it's just Tyler jamming all night long. And it was just truly remarkable. And that's the intimate setting that these guys enjoy. They enjoy just getting between, it's just them, and they love the shows. Don't get me wrong. They love the shows, but just to have them and the veteran.
Yep.
That one-on-one, knee to knee, so to speak, it's just that's where it hits home.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't agree more. I mean, and even for someone who's not a veteran, it's visible even to those of us that were watching it unfold when we had the chance, here on Veterans Day last year. It's visible seeing what takes place there, and man, it's moving and it's re-energizing. That's one of the other areas. We work so long, we grind and grind and grind, and after a while, you're taking the beatings, but it takes one event for us to witness what happens at this event. There's the re-energize, bang, back up again. Right. It's like, that's it. If it's one at a time, it's one at a time. Let's go.
That's right.
We'll just keep it rolling.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, man, the Marion, Illinois, big deal there. And that, you say that one ends on what, the 3rd?
The 3rd, we'll be packing the wall up the morning of the 4th to be able to set it up the evening of the 4th at the second event.
Gotcha. And that's how far from Marion is that one?
2 hours. I think It's 2 hours. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And then
which way?
That's going to be north, I believe, 2 hours north.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And then from there we go 45 minutes southeast.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Yeah. So the church setup, as I understand it from Mike, the church setup is just a single day. And then the second setup after that is I think 2 or 3 days.
Gotcha.
And then it's turn and burn for a break, and then we start the fall portion of the schedule.
Gotcha. Awesome stuff. Well, listen, man, I'm not going to hold you here any longer. This has been super, super cool to catch up with you, brother, and get it out here, folks. You see the stuff we're talking about. You see the mission that we have going out there. It's something we absolutely 100% believe in. If you're looking for the motivation piece, go check out the website, romanswarriorfoundation.org. You get some more information out there. Stop by one of these events. Watch the social media coverage that we try to give you as much, coverage as we can to show you what's impacting on this. Better yet, talk to somebody. Reach out and talk to somebody that has gone to one of these events. You'll start to see a common denominator that comes through all this stuff here. And that's when you can understand why that support is so big. The big player we're looking for, like I said, a couple corporate sponsors. These big, massive corporations out there have lots of coffers waiting to support a lot of these initiatives like this. 1 or 2 of those, and we are off and running, man. And the healing, the abilities we would have with that type of backing, where we wouldn't need to worry about getting from A to B so many times. That would be so huge. And that, so anybody watching the recording, anybody watching this live, definitely reach out and let us know. Talk to Brian, talk to myself, whatever it takes. And we'll be absolutely glad to give you all the information you need on that.
Absolutely. A couple shout outs real quick. I know we've both already shout out for New Canoe, but we got to mention the Kentuckiana Pitmasters. We got to mention Smoke Bros. We got to mention Q Inc. We got to mention Great White Smoke Barbecue. We've got to mention Modern Woodman of Illinois. We got to mention CVMA, not just the local chapter there, 3-6 on Frontline, but nationwide. CVMA is coming out of the woodwork to be able to help us out. We've got to mention the Black Diamond Harley Davidson group, Oasis Outdoors, and of course the Thrillbillies down there at Mountain Dew Stadium.
That's right.
So many other people. I mean, there's a and folks, when we say we got to give these guys a shout out, it's not a shout out of, hey, these guys are throwing thousands of dollars our way. It's a shout out because these guys are helping us make it happen and inviting us to different stops along the way. Same thing with Full Curl Roofing out in Colorado for this Commerce City event. This is actually being an event to raise money, help raise funds for Camos to College, which is a great nonprofit initiative that we have locked horns with and locked shields with. And then you got the Rough Rider Festival up there in Stark County, North Dakota. A lot of these different elements, just to be able to bring us out there, opens the door for opportunity of communication and truly inviting any organization that has our same mission in mind to lock shields with us and join our path.
I couldn't have said it any better, man. That is the piece. There's so many moving pieces to put these things together. And if to witness it all go down, it takes so many people involved, and it's all these organizations and people volunteering their time coming together for the same purpose, man. That is so huge. It's a lot of work, but it just never feels like it at the end of it, because, you see what goes into it, and there's always a face around there. We all know what the whole why we're doing this stuff. And so, plus just follow Uncle Mike around a little bit, he'll run circles around.
That's right. A final shout out from me, and then I'm done, is Chris and Robert Romans, mom and dad, been married 47 years today. Man, they've put up with me this long. They need some kind of an award for it, let me tell you. Not just being married for 47 years in today's society, but having 2 sons in the Marine Corps, both of us deployed to Afghanistan at the same time. Talk about worry and gray hair. Wow. Mom and Dad, congrats, man. Congrats.
Mom and Dad Romans from day one have taken me in and just treated me like I was family. When I had a chance to come out there and have dinner with y'all, when I was down there in Alabama, man, that was the heart healing for me. Just calmed everything down and I got a chance to sit across the table from Papa Roman's there and watch the wisdom flow. You know, with the grandkids were there, his kids were there. You know it, and then of course Mom with the bread and so forth. That was super cool, super cool. Yeah, man, that's 47 years. Congratulations, that is amazing, good stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, brother. Well, listen, you go get your hustle on. We can't thank you enough. I'm sure you and I will be chatting as we always do, and we'll get ready for a closeout spring and get into summertime, man. We'll get
Absolutely. Appreciate all the volunteers that make the magic work behind the scenes. Lots of people to thank, so we'll have to do that on another episode. But lots of families that have come together and made multiple sacrifices to stop what their dreams and intentions were to keep other dreams flowing and moving. So big shout out to everybody. Appreciate the love. Thanks for the support.
Absolutely, man. All right, buddy. Well, take care.
All right, brother.
We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, sir.
All right. All righty there, folks. Let me swap this thing over here. So cool. You are up to speed. All things Romans Warrior Foundation for the spring and summertime here. You will be just follow the calendar, watch the events. You'll see us on all the social media channels: Romans Warrior, Stop 22, Global War on Terror, True Patriot Outfitters, Field Ops Division, any one of those areas. We try to make it so that it's almost impossible to not know what's going on out there. Fellowship, that's what it's about, man. Connecting. As an individual, as a citizen of the United States, that's what I am. I'm not a veteran, but it is my responsibility, as I see it, to do my part to help connect veterans, first responders of similar walks of life, to remind them of the fact that they're not alone out there, and remind them that even if they feel as if, you know, everything is perfect and good, that's the greatest time to connect with others, because maybe the others out there maybe still aren't feeling that. Today's world, man, it's a goofy place out there, but it isn't about politics. It isn't about governments. It's about the people. That's what we stay focused on, and that's what we're gonna continue to work and fight for. Are those communities and those families out there? So we'll keep it going. As I said before, True Patriot Outfitters, we have a lot of schedule openings right now, so reach out to us. We're going to be partnering with a few. We've got a few that we're trying to get inked here, get a couple deals together, but we still have a lot of openings out there. So reach out to us here in Colorado. Let's go fishing, man. Got some access to some awesome water and got some cool stuff that we can put you on there for sure. So as I promised, we'll get to the fishing schedule now here. What we have left on the fishing schedule, All American Kayak Series, Lake Okoboji is coming up in a couple weeks. Before we get there, we've got our number 2 event here in Colorado, the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters. We're going to Pueblo Res. We are going back to the scene of the 2022 state championship. And I'm sure the champ's going to be there, and the previous year champ, he's going to be there. So the Ali's will be on hand. I'm sure of it. And this Pueblo Res is, quite frankly, maybe one of the most premier bass fishing reservoirs that Colorado has. Now, it gets a lot of pressure, but there's a large amount of fish in this water, and the diversity there kind of allows you to fish a little bit more diverse than some of the other reservoirs in the state. Some of the other reservoirs that we go to, there's a way to catch fish, and then there's everything else. Here at Pueblo Res, man, you've got some options that you can explore with there. And, they do a phenomenal job down there. CPW does, to keeping that reservoir healthy and taking care of it, in between. So this is exciting, man. I'm looking forward to that. We're going down there at the end of this week. We're going to be heading down on Thursday. We'll get a couple days in to poke around down there. Last year when I went to Pueblo Res, I only got kind of a half a day to 1 day in there. Not much to go see some of the things I wanted to see. So we're looking forward to really exploring the area down there and seeing what we can do. And then from there, like I said, we head on to Okoboji. Listen, this is northwest Iowa. Lake Okoboji split up into like east and west. It's got a couple different areas. There's a couple other little tributary lakes that coincide with it. This is one of these gems. The locals know about it, and the region in there knows about this lake, but the rest of the country doesn't know about this thing. Folks, I'm going to tell you right now, last weekend It took over 30 pounds to win this thing. Okay, 5 fish limit. We're talking an average of over 6 pounds of fish. There were multiple bags of guys dropped the dirty 30 up there on the scales. And this is not uncommon, folks. This is a big fish factory at this place, and it does see its fair share of pressure. But man, this body of water just there's big greens in there, there's big brown fish in there. It is just a phenomenal deal. So it's going to take a big stringer for the kayakers for us to pull out some money out of this one. But this is one, if you're out there and you've been wanting to mess around with, testing your skills at a national level against, some top end anglers, this is the one you want to do. It's only from Colorado. So I want to say 10, 11 hours. It's not a bad drive at all. You can get up there, lots of little towns around with some great hotel options in the area that you can check around. I went just a couple, like 20, 25 minutes outside of Okoboji is where I found some of the better deals myself on the hotels out there. But lots of options there. And in this area, man, they know fishing, and this lake holds some fish. This is one you want to get over to. Lake Okoboji. So we're going to be heading there. I believe that is stop number 1, 2. That's stop number 4. For it, yeah, because we had Lake of the Pines, Conway, Truman, and now here at Lake Okoboji. So stop number 4 of the All-American Kayak Series. We'll be going to that bad boy. And then after that, for us, we come back. We got a little bit of a week off for the holiday weekend. And then we are heading for the Colorado Kayak Bassmasters. We're heading over, jumping across the border into Nebraska at Red Willow. It's 2 events back to back, Saturday, Sunday. Super, super cool. Red Willow this time of year should produce some really good fish coming out of that one. And it's one of the things we like with the Bassmasters is they're willing to go where the fish are at that time of the year. So this is a phenomenal option for us to be able to go check that out. And check out Red Willow. And then there is a break. We have quite a bit of break. We step into the summertime where we start really cranking into a lot of the nonprofit work. That's what a lot of our time will be consumed with there, which means we've got a lot of summer openings, man, to take some folks out fishing and some of the mini retreats that we're trying to do. Last but not least, that is one of the things I'm going to let you folks know. We're looking for some more support here. We need some bigger avenues here of donation support to help us. We have some connections throughout the United States of America from strategic areas, and through the Romans Warrior Foundation, we are going to utilize the field ops division to try to do some mini retreats for, say, 2, possibly 3 participants at a time. One of the places we're talking about going is way north Minnesota. We know some of this stuff could be bucket list items for folks. Another place that we're looking at is, of course, down into Alabama. We've got some options there. We've got some options up in Ohio. We've got some options in Missouri, of course, Texas. We have all kinds of options where we can go. And we have some resources in these areas to help us keep the cost down quite a bit. Oh, and one of the biggest ones that we're possibly going to be locking shields with another nonprofit organization is up in the Michigan area, literally right on Lake Michigan. It would be like a total bucket list location to head up there, and possibly even look at some areas up in the UP, otherwise known as the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. So we got things we're working on there, folks. And the only thing that we're obviously we've got the desire and the willingness to go do it. We just need the finances and the donations and such to help us make that happen. To put those things together, because unfortunately those things, they do cost money with gas prices doing what they're doing and plane tickets doing what they're doing. And to try to get people into these locations properly and make sure we got lodging and food and everything covered, it does take a little bit of that support. So if you know of an organization, if you work in an organization that we could go in and make a presentation to them and show them some of the things that we're doing out there and give them some of the information that they need to take a look at that, be more than glad to reach out to us, let us know. So All right, folks, we're going to wrap this thing up here. Thank you so much for watching our live May update here on the True Patriot Outfitters podcast. If you're watching live, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. If you're watching this recorded, thank you for taking the time to watch this, pay attention to the mission that we have going out there. This is the primary reason doing what we do. This is why we go around doing the tournaments these days, is because it helps provide avenues for more publicity, that we can bring awareness to the benefits of outdoor activities involved with veterans, first responders, helping folks just kind of get a little bit of tranquility, get some peace of mind, get some calmness for a little bit, and introducing them back to nature. Man, it's a huge benefit, mentally, physically. It's absolutely, it's most certainly saved my life. And I know it's done the same for many others. So we appreciate your support continuous. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit the little bell for notifications when we have a new episode popping up there. Likes, follows, shares, you name it, man. Hey, folks, as always, tight lines and be safe.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Together.